Going live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live event. We are here with Oriole today. Oriole is the product manager for MatrixGold, I'm sure as you all know. So he wants to show us a little bit about the new update. So stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. So thank you for being in this webinar today. So as you know, last week we released a new update for MatrixGold. So we thought both as a lot of webinars and also with the marketing team, we thought that would be good to have here uh, just an overview from some of the improvements, new tools that we have had into the software. There is a lot. If you go to the release notes, that actually you can find them. Let me share my screen so I can show you. I will share my screen. All right. So now what I will do is just share the launcher, because we have the launcher, and in the launcher is where you can find all the release notes. We also have them in our website, but when you go to the launcher to log in into your account, here you have all the release notes for all the upgrades. So when you click on the read button, then here you have, but actually this is the major update that we did last week. You have everything that we have been working. So as you can see, there is a lot. We have put a lot of effort in not just adding new features, because we believe that we already have a lot in the software. Of course, that we will keep adding a lot more, but what we keep working on is to having a very, very robust software. So we have been improving from many feedbacks that we receive from all our customers. So let me appreciate that, because this is something that helps us a lot, and is one of the things to be in the most popular softwares. That is, we get a lot of feedback, and it helps us to keep making this software better and better. But as you can see, there is each of these points is what we call cards, that is or issues or improvements that we have been working. So there is a lot. There is some of them that are small things, but there is other ones that can improve a lot the workflow on any designer. So this is happening to me every time that I'm using that, but I'm showing the release notes, but just doing a logout and a login. I will fix it in just 2 seconds. There we go. All right. So now what I will do is I will say, I don't want to go through all of them, because there are some that are very, very small things, and you will notice while you keep working with the software. But I have a list here to at least go to the major ones. Okay. So something that we have been working is with the projects. So the projects tab is something that the people is using a lot to organize all your jobs. So this is something that we need to take a lot of care. And now when you go to the folder and in the projects, we have something that I believe that it's very, very important, is that you can change the views. So you can go to front, you can go to top, and you can go to perspective. So this, sometimes when you have a lot of projects and you want to find the one that you are looking for, I believe that this is something that it's very, very cool to have. You will notice that if you go to collections, that even you have them here, you see now these ones are not changing. This is because these files were saved in prior versions. So this is something that we have added in this new version. So from now on, any file that you save will have this functionality. All right. So this is one thing that we have changed, or we have improved. Then before, it was taking a while to save job backs. Now we have been working in the internal code that we have, and we have improved that. So when you are saving the job backs, it's taking less time. And also that something that we have been working is that before, when just say that I have, let me just make very, very easy, a sphere here. When you were having something like that, and you were saving it into the full save, let me go something that is not this one. If I do save to the job back, this is something that we have. So we have this pop-up window that sometimes it's good to have this just as an advice to say, hey, you are going to overwrite this. So yes, and then you overwrite it. Something else that we have also is that if you go to the preferences, now you can click here, and every time that you save a new a new file. Now, if I go to full save, it's asking me on what name do I want to add here. All right, so I just click and I get the new name. So now I can straight away put a new name into this full save. So I feel like all these improvements that we are making are little things, but these little things are very, very neat during your day, because you are doing this a lot of times. So to keep everything very well organized, it helps a lot. Something else that we have been also doing is that before, when you were looking for something in the search bar, just go for Boolean. When you were creating a new file, it was coming back to your selection. Now, when you create a new file, everything gets back to normal. So you get all the ribbon bar again. All right, so this is we have been working with different things, other different things about the UI, but this is a few things that I believe that is good to know to talk about. And now what I will go is a bit more into what is the geometry that we have been working. We were having a problem with the head when we were just using the 5 prongs head. So let me go to settings and the head with the 5 prongs. And the problem that we had here is where we have all the different options, is that the distance between the prongs wasn't the same. So this is something that we also have fixed. And now every time that you need to use 5 prongs setting, the prongs are all in the same distance between all of them. Okay, so now you can start to make any change here, but the distance always will be the same. So this is something also that it was, we had different settings, and I think that we have a better option now with this. Then something that also we have changed is that, and this was reported for many customers, is that when we were working with the rail here at the bottom, we had a top, so a top up. We couldn't go any farther than this. Now you can move it a bit farther down. So this was something that it wasn't allowed in the prior versions. Now you can do that. Sometimes, if depending on what finish are you looking for, this is something that it's good to have, because before what you had to do is just keep one and then add a bezel or an under bezel or a gallery rail to get this one going below the prongs. Now, with this change, you are able to move them down. So this is something that we also have improved. All right, now what I will go is with the, I will create just the gems on curve. So let me get a curve, because there is a few things that we also have changed here. So now if I place gems on curve, and Bo, if you want to say anything, please.
I think you're doing a great job showing exactly what, a lot of the changes were quality of life, and I'm sure you're going to get into some of the bigger ones too, but those little quality of life changes make all the difference,
Yeah. All right, so here we have a few stones, and one of the problems that we were having was with the prong placer with these stones. All right, so when depending on what prongs setup we were using, the prongs wasn't doing the right thing. So now when you go to the prong placer, I select the stones. So there was, depending on what, so let me go to this layout. Depending on what layouts we were using, when you were moving them higher, we were having here discrepancies between all these prongs. Now this is more accurate. So now we are getting the result that we are looking for. So there was something that when you were doing with this setup, some of these prongs were going up, other ones were going down. So now all this is fixed. And again, everything keeps parametric. So from the moment that you keep adding stones, everything keeps recalculating and it works all fine. All right. So of course that these ones are closer than these ones, but you know that from the prong placer, in all the options that you have here at the end, you can select what you want to do with the end prongs. If you want to play with just the ones at the end, then you need to select these ones, and then you can start to move these and set them up with any dimensions that you want. All right, so this is something else that we have been working on. Let's see what else I have in the list. So I put in my list, as I said, the biggest ones. Something that some customers were reporting, and they were right, is that when with the gems list on curve, that this is something that we added in the prior version and something that the people really like, and it's true, it's very, very convenient. We had a problem with the starting point. So now let me just add another one. Let me go a bit just smaller, like this. So we had a problem with the starting point. Now you can move it anywhere you want. So everything is following. You can keep adding stones. You can make any change that you want. And still you have the control on where you want all these stones to start. All right, so this is something else that we have fixed. And it's a tool that everyone is using a lot, because anytime that you have to do any design for your customers, most of the times you get the customer's stones. So you have different stone sizes. So this is a tool that is very, very convenient. Something else that we have added or improved is that we have the gems between two curves. So there is many times that you have a geometry, and I created this morning this one just to show you, but you have geometries where you have two curves and you want to have a channel set. So you want to place stones here. So what you would do is just go and select the two curves. So now I get the stones. I set up where I want them to start and to finish. Let me go just like this. So I want them to start from here. I will go, yes, from here. And the end from here. So then I will just move them once I go a bit deeper. So when you have this, because we have as the boundaries these two curves, we need the stones to go farther from these two curves. So this is something that we couldn't do with the prior version. But now, first, let me just move them a bit lower. So this will be just say 0.4. Let's see. How does it looks like? Yeah, I like them like this. And now what I want, first of all, I don't want them to touch each other. So for sure that I have the distance between gems, I will go to 0.1. All right, so now it looks much better. And now what I want here is the stones to go inside the metal, because if you want to set this, you need the stones to go inside the metal. So now you can go to just say 0.2. The stones, of course, that they will get bigger. But now if I go to the wireframe, now as you can see, you have a bit of this stone inside the metal. So now probably the next action that we will do here is just to use the cutters. So we would have the cutters, and then the setter just need to place the stones where the cuts are, and then just with the hammer press this metal on top of the stones. So this is something that, as Bo was saying, this is quality of life improvements that helps you a lot. So once you have this, I believe that it's something that can help a lot to have the piece ready for production. The only thing that we would have to do is just to be sure that the star places the stones even. So we have the big one just in the center, and then we will be ready to go. All right. So this is something that we also have added in this version. And for these designs, I believe that is something that it's helping a lot. All right. What else we have been working? Yes, we also have been working with the mesh repair. So let me open this one. The mesh repair is something that was working very, very well already. So it was helping a lot to join all these parts when it's time to bring it to printing. But what we were doing before is we were checking everything in one go. So we were giving a geometry, and the mesh repair was just checking everything in one go, not looking if there were any part that was failing, fix that part that was failing, and then go to the next one. So this is what we have done now. So now when I select just this layer and this layer, and I go to Prong manufacturing and I use the mesh repair. Now, let me see if I can just bring this up. Now I can not do it now because it's just calculating. But now what I'm doing is going step by step. So it takes a bit longer, but it's unnoticeable. So it's very, very, very few time that we're adding. But as you can see now here in the command bar is telling me all the operations that it's doing. So this is what he finds, then he fixes, then the mesh repair goes to the next step. So the mesh repair is sure that has fixed all the different steps. So the mesh repair can go ahead. Sometimes what was happening before is that if there was some of these parts that was failing and it wasn't being fixed, the problem that we were having is that then the result was a fail. So now doing it in that way, we get much better results. So now we will be ready to go with this one, and everything will be just one piece. All right, so this, I would say that this overview today is, we can have like two blocks. One is the block that we have been talking now that is more about general improvements, as we were talking about the projects and the head, the prongs. And then something that we have been also working very, very hard is with all the render side. So the render, as we know, is very, very important. Now I will just open this one. I will make it with a new one. I will open this file. And we will go to the render, because in the render we have fixed many, many different things. Fix and improve. So now I have here two files that I don't need. So I'll just go to new one and I will import this. Okay. So one of the things that we have been working, we will do it like this. I always like to go more with plastic. One of the things that we have been working is with the materials. So now if I go to the render tab and I bring the render studio, here we have the materials, that these are the ones that we have as a default. So this is the ones that you get with MatrixGold. You know that you have this switch here to get only the favorites one. I always advise to get this because there we have so many materials that look at just at the gems, how many we have. So it's convenient to have it like this. So you have very, very handy the ones that you are using the most. What I will do is I will remove these materials that I have here, very easy, because then I will show you how to do what I have done here. All right, so I removed all this, and now what I will do is just go to the render materials. The first thing that I will do is just add the material to this layer, and it will be the yellow color. All right, so I apply the yellow color. The problem, one of the problems that we had before is that if I go and show all the materials that we had was the 10, the 14, and the 18. There were many customers who were asking, one, they want different alloys like 9 carats or 22 carats, because as you know, depending on what country our customers are, the alloys are different. And sometimes even the alloys are the same. The specific gravity that one casting house is using is different from another casting house. So when there is a big volume of jewelry, specific gravity is very, very important to just nail the weight of these designs. So this was something that we were missing, and now we have added in this new version. So now, as you can see, if I go to render, I just applied the yellow gold on this one. And now if I go to the render materials and I show the ones that have been used, here I have the yellow gold. Now, what I can do in this yellow gold is two different things. So, well, there is many things that I can do. The first one is that this is 18 carats. If I want to go to the 22 carats, the first thing probably that I will have to change if I want to make renders is the color, because 22 carats, more gold in the alloy, so the color will be yellowish, more yellowish. So the first thing that I can do is just go to the color and try to make it a bit more yellowish. All right, so now I don't want to go too far because then it won't look real. But so first thing, the color is now more yellowish than the 18. Then I wouldn't go for any of those, because now at the end of the day, what we are doing is just a metal to apply every time that we want to change the alloy. This is something that we also have improved. There were some of these finishes that wasn't applying very, very well, but now all of them are working very good. And here is the specific gravity. So something as simple as you can see here, but very, very important. So we know from, and now I'm laughing because I'm going to make a question to Bo, and he will have to look to Google, or maybe not. Bo, what is the specific gravity for 22K?
Putting me on the spot. Let's Google that real quick.
So this is the cool thing about the specific gravity. So you just need to go to the edit button, and from the edit button, the only thing that you need to do is call Bo, and he can tell you the specific gravity.
18 even.
18. So, but you can put 18, 18.5. It's anything that it's accurate to what specific gravity you are using in your casting house. This is very, very important because it's the right way to get the right weights. So as I said, it's not just because the alloy or the color, is to get the right weights, the right quotes once you are making any design or any production. All right, so everything is set up. The only thing that I need to do now is just save this material. So I go to save material and 22K. And because Bo has been helping me, we will add his name here. So yellow gold 22K, Bo. All right, so what happens from the moment that we have added this new material won't be here because these are the standards that MatrixGold is bringing. So we have these in different folders. But when you go to the user materials, there we go. We have the yellow gold 22K Bo. Maybe this will become a standard Bo. So, so now you can use this at any time. So if I go back and I apply another color to this one, just say I select again white gold and I apply it, I get this one. And actually what we can do is look at the weight. So let me, yeah, I can do it from here. Oh, I have different parts, but at least one part. So it's telling me that in white gold is 3.22. If I go to the yellow gold 18, let me apply this one so we can see the difference. Wait, yellow gold, apply. Why is not applying now? So I wanted just to see if we can apply the yellow gold. Probably because I have changed it and now I cannot apply it. Okay, so this one, and because I edited, probably now that's the reason that I cannot get it, but I will get another one. So I will just get this one into this layer and apply. Okay, so now we have the 14. If we go to the 22 now, if I just select this part, you can see that the weight is 2.85. But now what I can do is just go to this one, apply. As you can see, the color is different because we have changed it. And now if I just select, the weight is 4.06. So we have changed the specific gravity, and now we have the different weights and also different color. But as I said, the color thing is something that you can work it out, and you can try to find which is the one that is more accurate to your one. So now we have the 18. So here we would have already 10, 14, 18, and then the 22K. So this is something that can be very, very convenient, and that we also have been working a lot with. Also, we have been working with the stones. So with the stones materials, let me see. And this is something that I was already showing into the, let me go to ray trace mode. Ray traced. So this was something that we were showing into the last webinar, the one that we were talking about the renders. So now with this one, and if I go to the ray trace mode, I am showing what result I'm going to get. We have added all these variance colors in these sliders. So this is very, very cool, because I know now with what I have, I know that if I move this slider into that direction, the color that I will get for those stones will be more blue. So I go like this, and there we go. So now we got this color for these stones. All right, so this, as you know, this is to work with the blacks, this is to work with the grays. So depending on how you are moving these sliders, the color will keep changing. And then once you get the color that you want, the only thing that you need to do again is save the material. Blue, bow. So today Bo is creating a whole library of materials. And
it's a beautiful,
so now we
ring.
have,
love it.
So once we have this, now what we can also show is some improvements that we have done into the render. So this was more related to the materials with the gems and the metals. And I believe that I'm not forgetting anything major, but the specific gravity is, I believe it's very, very important. The way that we are editing all the materials, this is something that also it's very, very important. How you can save your own materials and keep them into this tab. So now the user materials, we have the blue bow, we have the yellow gold 22 carats also from bow. So you can create your own library and you can keep using it. This, as you know, is always been saved into your documents folder. So anytime that you change computer, every time that you install a new version of MatrixGold, this is going to be saved in your documents folder. So you can save it there, and you can keep it there forever. So this is something that is very important, because the people, when it starts to make renders, they always wants to have the same look on every render. So I believe that it's very important to keep in mind that we are saving this in a folder that even you install again MatrixGold, everything is going to keep there. In the render, we have been working a lot of we have been making little tricks that were very, very important. Sometimes when we were applying, now here I have a Matrix Classic, but sometimes when we were applying other styles, it was hard for us to find all the resources. So when we apply a style, we are getting different resources. So we had some problems on that, but now this is something that we have fixed. And every time that you apply any of these styles, we get the right resources. So you get everything that you need to make that style. Something that we have also added here in the environment is the camera control. So this is something that I really like. I don't know how this render is going to look, but we are going to give a try. First of all, we have the show save frame. This is something that I believe that it's cool, because many times you have the viewport, you take the picture, but you don't know how big this ring is going to look like inside the dimensions of the picture that you are taking. As you can see, you can click show save frame, and now it's showing me how it's going to look like. This is the dimensions that is going to have the render that I'm getting. If I go smaller, this is how it's gonna look like the next one. So this is something that is very, very convenient because now, for instance, the render that I want to take, I don't want all this area here. So let's gonna try to find something that is more accurate. If I do like this now, everything is more even, and I really like how it looks like. Okay, so something else that we have add is the use focal blur. I like this. If you want to show the whole ring, is something that maybe you won't be using, but when you want to make, just say, an Instagram picture to get more people looking at your designs, this is something that it's pretty cool. So what this is doing is you choose a point, and everything surrounding the point will be very clear, but everything surrounding the area that you have selected will be blurry. So now let me just select a point, this point here, and now I will go like this, and I will take just 150, and I click render. Yes. So now let me see if I can bring, yes, the render is just here. So now what I'm doing, and I will do 2 renders. I'm putting just 150 passes. I know that is not a lot, but it will be enough. But everything else is getting blurry. I will keep this one and I will bring it on to this screen, because now what I'm going to do is just take this out so you can see the difference. And again, I will take another render. Let me bring it here so you can see the difference. Okay, so 150. Let me just bring this one.
The focal view is the focal blur, sorry, is one of my favorite features inside of Cycles, just because it imitates like real life. If you look at an object, everything else around your peripheral is blurry. So that's kind of what it's duplicating. I love that feature.
And you're right, Bo, and I like, because you focus a lot on the design. So everything else surrounding, it still gives you the reflections, the lights, but at least you are focusing a lot on the design that you have made. So I know that the one that we have done here, the color, the metal color, is not very, very real, but still it's a picture that probably, if you post it somewhere, the people will have a look into at. So this is something that we also have improved. And then, so I show you the focal blur, the safe frame, that it's also good to see what result are you going to get. And now we already have 30 minutes. I said that we will be just 30 minutes, and I'm still missing the big one, that is the byte render. Let me just bring it on. So byte render. So there we go. We have the byte render here. Just for people who still hasn't seen the last webinar that Bo and myself did about the rendering, the byte render is something that people has been asking a lot for so many times, and now people is going online. They need a lot of pictures about their design. So what they are looking is not to be waiting for each render to be finished. What they want to do is just to put the models that they need to be rendered, the materials that they want in that models, and then just click render, and the next day or after a few hours, come back and get all the renders ready. So this is how you do it. Very important, and these are little details, is that from the moment that we go to look for the models, we open straight away the project folder that you are in. So now if I want to make something, or I want to make a few renders from this ring that I have here, the first thing that I'm going to do is just save it on any of these folders. Something that it's also good to say is that if you want to add any of your materials that you have in your user area, is always good to bring them now here. So now just say that I go to materials and I want the rose gold Oriole. So what I will do is just select this one, rose gold Oriole, and I will apply it. So now I have my rose gold applied to this ring. Let me just be sure. I will go to render it. I need to get this wireframe, and now I want to get something here, Matrix Classic, so we can see if we are with rose gold. Still, I'm getting the, but yes, this is the rose gold for sure. I still have the material that I have applied before. And now what I need to do is, as I was saying, I will go to here and I will do the full save. The full save will be, of course, because Bo is the big man today. So we will add Bo here. And now I will go for the style. First, I can apply any of these styles. I can go to Bathhouse. I can go to Flutter Studio. Any of those is the one that will apply to the software. I will try to get the one that I was in, that it was actually the midnight, so we can get the same result. And now you see when you go to models, here you have all the ones that has been in this project. So we'll go for the bow one, that is this one. I will open it. Now I have it here. And now what I will do, and here I could go further, but because I don't want it to take very long, but what I will do is just select what layers we have. So we have the layer 1 of metals and the layer 1 of gems. Because I don't have these gems in another layer, I will get the same material for the 3 gems. If I would like to have, and I can do this very fast, different material on these ones, what I would have to do is just do like this. So now I have these stones here. Again, do a full save. And now here, the only thing that I need to do is just bring this new one and get rid of this. So now I can add a new layer that will be the gems tool. So I have more options. I will say that in the metal, I want the, let me see what else. I can select any of those, but I will go probably with white gold, and the gem one, I will go for a diamond. And on the gems tool, I will go for a pink and green. And as you can see here at the very top, so far it's just telling me that it's going to take 1 render. But now when I choose another one, that I will be choosing the emerald, it's already telling me that I will get 2 renders because I have 2 options here. If I add another metal here, that will be just this one, then I'm getting 4. The only thing that I need to get is the views. So I will get this view like here, 1, then I will move it like this, and I will get another one. And the third one will be just like this. Keep in mind, and this is, I feel like it's very, very important, that all the views that we are selecting here, now I can save this job. And this is very important because if you like these views, you want all the rings that you are going to render from now on, you want to have them in the same view. So now if I go to Save As, and I click the name that I want to put in there, I can load this one at any time. So I go here, I have all this, and the only thing that I need to do is just go for the one that I have saved. This is Bo. I open it and I will get these 4 views. So every time that you do a byte render, you are using the same views. So you keep all the renders on the same view. So then when you want to grow your brand, I believe that it's very, very important to always have the same book for all your renders.
Yeah, this is great for those customers that, you know, have a e-commerce or web page and they want everything to be seamless, right? They want all the pictures to be the same, and this will allow you to do that. And I love the batch render. It's one of my favorite tools in MatrixGold. So.
Well, and boy, at the end of the time, at the end of the day, we are here to help customers to save time. And I think that this is one of these features that saves a lot of time. So from the moment that now, look, I'm taking a few renders while I'm talking to you. I don't need to stay aware if the render is finishing because I need to launch the next one. So you have time to do other stuff that you need to do, and you can keep getting all these renders ready with the different views, always the same, but with the different materials that you want to apply. So now I think that we would get 12. Let me see if I can see the folder where are all they going, so I can show you how are we saving them. And I think that this will be done for today. So do we have any question in the chat, Bo?
No direct questions, but a lot of people are saying, I've not used MatrixGold before, but I can see everything looks so seamless, so many beneficial features from Shane. Thanks, Shane. Jane Weber, who is a great patron of ours, said, wow, this is amazing. This is cool. She's excited about the mesh repair. We have someone from India that says he's a big fan of Matrix. So looks like we're getting a lot of positive feedback.
Well, and I mean, at the end of the day, when you are presenting a version like this one, I always like to say that it's not just us that we have done this, is because all these customers that you are talking about. So what we have in this software is not something that we have just decided, is what we gather from all these customers that are actually today looking at the webinar, and then they are sending us their opinions, and we are getting all this feedback and we are putting it together to get MatrixGold. So I always like to think about MatrixGold as something that we build between all of us. So now this is, as you can see, you don't see the background in these ones because I saved them as a PNG. So from the moment that you choose here PNG, you see at where I'm just with my mouse, you can save PNG, and then you just get the geometry and the stones. That this is sometimes there is people who wants this because they want to put on a very, very white background on their website. But if you want to keep the background, as you can see in the screen now, then the only thing that you need to do is just save it as a JPEG. All right, so I think that this is all the renders has, look, just with the time to talk about this, the renders are done. So unless you will have anything else to talk about, I think that these are the main improvements that we have done in this version. As I said at the very beginning, there is a lot, and you can gather all of them from the release notes in the launcher. But, or if there is anything that they want to ask.
Yeah, so I don't have anything. Someone did ask, why do we not have MSR command in MatrixGold? And it's kind of a two-part, right? So inside of each dynamic command, you have the gumball and the scale option. So like, let's say you put a gem out, right? You're able to edit the gem in dynamic commands, and it presents you with an MSR. Jane also said, great program, always updating. Yep, our development team and Oriol. For those that don't know, Oriol's from Barcelona, and just for cooperation's sake, he stays up till 1 o'clock in the morning just to be able to talk with us. And his sleep and circadian rhythm is probably so thrown off, but he's a good guy.
This is because I travel a lot, so I'm trying to keep into this different time frame. So the next time that they let me fly again, so I can catch up with the next time frame that I am.
Yeah. We did get a feature request. Someone said, please add offset to hinge. That I believe he's talking about the hinge command. So I'll be sure and mark that down. And Jane just called you a rock star. Said Oriol is a rock star. I agree, Jane.
Hey, I won't get tired that this is something that we do with all together. So boys every day talking to me, because boys talking also a lot of customers. So as I said, I'm super happy to keep building this community. Gemvision always has been a company that has been very, very close to the customers. And Bo, myself, all the sales and everyone that is in this company wants to keep it like this. So you can reach us. We are very open. We are always in Facebook, email, everywhere. There is something that we are also working is the forum that we used to have. This is something that we are working. We know that people would love to have it again. So I think that this will be sometime, not very far, will be again possible. About what you were talking on the MSR board, this is something that customers are still asking. And it's true that now the way that we have all the different tools, most of the times you don't need it. But I still get sometimes feedback from people that for very, very small situations, they need this MSR. So just to tell you that we have also this into the priorities list, and this is something that we will work in the future. But I think that I always like to give them the main idea about MatrixGold is to have a very robust and a strong base, and this is what we have now. Now, from now on that we have this base, this means that all these customers can use these files, share these files, and keep still all the parametric history to make any change. So this is super important. We have this base. Now is when we start to grow, filling up all these gaps. So MSRs or the hinge we have, the hinge is working well, but we know that we can improve it. We know that you always need to have the arrows looking into the open area from that hinge to work properly. So we have all this in our priorities list, and this is something that we will be working in the next months.
Looks like someone said they wanted to join our development team. Man, I tell you, they are amazing. Some of the things they do with coding and the program, just much smarter humans than myself.
And I always that we also have to say about the patience that they have with us. So this is something that it's important also.
That's very true, because we ask a lot of things of them. Trust me. Someone asked if you can rotate prongs in Prong Placer. I believe there is an angle that you can rotate them around the stones on the end.
Yeah, but not on their own. So
yeah, not individual, right?
No, but look, everything that I'm getting today. So I have the hinge, I have the MSR, I have, and that thing with the prongs, because I believe that this is something that was coming from Matrix. This is not the first time that I hear about this, so I have it already in the priorities list.
See, guys, we do listen to y'all. I promise. And Jane asks about Rhino 7, so that would be coming as well, Jane.
Yeah, look, with Rhino 7, the way that it is now is that we are on Rhino 6, but the developers actually, they are working on Rhino 7. So Rhino 7 has improved from Rhino 6 a lot. We want to be ready for that, but we want to be sure that we make the right step on that. So we don't want to go wild and say, okay, now we have the software ready for Rhino 7. So what we believe that is a good way to do this transition is to release a beta version. And in the next, I would say now we are March 10th, probably by the end of March, first week of April, we should have a beta version from MatrixGold with Rhino 7. This means that anyone who has Rhino 7 will be able to run MatrixGold on Rhino 7. This being said, will be a beta version. So from the moment that we say that this is a beta version, it means that we won't put any extra effort on that version. If anything is not working, we won't go crazy to fix this thing, because the version that we are, the official version is the one that is on Rhino 6. This is the one that we are supporting, and this is the one that from the moment that there is something that is not working, we go straight away to fix it. So the beta version will be a step to start to test. I already have been working on that version, and it's working very, very well. But as I said, it will be a beta version.
Yep, and it looks like Uwe from Germany said hello, Oriole.
I know this man.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man.
Very, it's our dealer in Germany, so happy to have these dealers around the world.
And that looks about it. So yeah, if you want to close out, or if there's any other
Yes.
questions.
No. From my side, it's everything excited to get and gather more feedback from anyone with this new version. So as I said, there is a lot more to come. So stay tuned.
All right, guys. Well, that'll do it from my side as well. Oreo, I appreciate you showing us all that stuff.
It's always good, Paul. We need to do
yeah,
this more often. I think that
definitely.
working with you and these webinars, we could do one every day.
Yeah, I think so. I think we have enough content, right?
All
All right.
right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Bye.